Welcome back. John Brennan knows more than a few secrets about America, its allies, and its enemies. He's served 6 presidents, joining the CIA under Jimmy Carter, working in the White House as President Obama's Homeland Security and Counterterrorism Advisor, and finally serving at the pinnacle of the intelligence community as Director of the CIA. Well, he's out now with a new memoir. It's called Undaunted, My Fight Against America's Enemies at Home and Abroad. He is also an NBC News national security analyst. Director Brennan, good morning, sir. It's good to see you.
Good morning, Savannah. Thank you for having me on.
Well, we'll talk about the book in a moment, but I, of course, have to call on your expertise as a national security expert when we look at what's happening right now with the president and the COVID diagnosis. And immediately, someone in your line of work must think of national security concerns. What strikes you about the situation that we're in right now?
Well, first of all, I hope Donald Trump has a full recovery, a speedy recovery. I do believe that the American people need to have 2 healthy candidates in this election so that the will of the American people can be realized. I am concerned about the reported side effects of some of the medications that he's been taking in terms of additional confusion, aggression, impulsiveness. The last thing we need is for Donald Trump to be more confused, more impulsive, more aggressive. But also, I think that there is great distraction and preoccupation within the White House right now, understandably, about Donald Trump's health as well as the health of the White House staff. And so their ability to respond quickly to a crisis, whether it be a domestic crisis or a foreign crisis, I think is questionable. And so therefore, I think it's critically important for the person who has the security of the American people in his hands to be focused and to be able to deal with the matters of state that we expect a president of the United States to deal with.
In your experience, does a foreign adversary, a hostile actor, somebody who just wants to stir up a ruckus, actually look at something like this and see opportunity? I mean, we always talk about it as a theory, but does that really happen?
Well, absolutely. I am certain that foreign intelligence services, first of all, have turned up their collection systems to high to try to get better insight into what is happening behind the scenes and what the true health condition of Donald Trump is. Secondly, I think that our foreign adversaries, whether it be Russia or China or Iran or others, will see whether or not there is the opportunity now to take advantage of this preoccupation so that will China do something, for example, in Hong Kong or the South China Sea? Will Russia try to do something in Belarus, a country that has experienced instability recently? What happens if there's a terrorist attack overseas? Will terrorist organizations, again, try to take advantage of the distraction that is taking place right now in Washington on top of the campaign, which is a time for preoccupation of the political candidates, but also I think this health crisis is really something that I think we have to be, concerned about, and all national security officials need to be clearly at the top of their game during this period of time.
Well, Director Brennan, I think Americans are starting to see why intelligence officials like you don't get a lot of great sleep at night. So many different worries, and one of them has to be the upcoming election. We all know in 2016, and you were there in the administration when Russia interfered in our election on behalf of Donald Trump. That, of course, was the assessment of the intelligence agencies. Are you concerned that Russia and China, who is said to prefer Joe Biden, actually could be actively doing that again?
Well, I think in this day and age, the ability for foreign actors, even domestic actors, to put things into the digital domain, into social media, to try to mislead and to try to shape the attitudes, the sentiments, as well as the votes of the American electorate, that is a very real possibility and likelihood, because it is so easy now to put information into that environment and for Americans to believe it. So I know that the Russian and Chinese services are very, very sophisticated and have tremendous capability in that cyber domain. And that's one of the reasons why I wrote in the memoir the extensive efforts that Russia undertook in 2016 to try to get Donald Trump elected.
You wrote at length about it in the book, and I wonder now, knowing what you know now, do you have any regrets about how you and the administration treated that threat? Having knowledge of it at the time, but I know there was a lot of, according to the book, a lot of debate within the administration about how much to reveal and what steps to take.
Yeah, 2020 hindsight always seems to be a bit clearer than what is happening in the heat of crisis. One when I look back on it now, yes, we considered different types of options. We thought about going after Russia with our own type of cyber attack, or being able to send a clear signal to Moscow that their interference in the election was unacceptable, and that we have cyber capabilities of our own should we choose to use them. We didn't want to get into an escalatory spiral of cyber attacks on the eve of a hotly contested election. And so President Obama was trying to ensure that he and we understood exactly what the Russians were doing, tried to deter them from doing anything that might affect the vote tally. But it really is quite difficult to stop any type of actor, foreign or domestic, from engaging in this misleading information operations that they put into that cyber domain. So, looking back on it now, there were a series of factors, I think, that led to Donald Trump's election. But I certainly believe that Russian interference played a very important and significant role in fact, having him emerge victorious, at least in the Electoral College.
Well, Director John Brennan, the book covers 30 years of your work for the American government, covers a lot of different topics. Again, it's called Undaunted, and you can find more about it on our website, today.com/shop. Director, thank you so much for being with us. And if you want to read an excerpt, you can go to nbcnews.com/think.